If starting a digital marketing agency in 2025 is a goal of yours, then you should be watching this video and watch it in its entirety. Now, you may have tried it in 2024 and 2023, but your biggest problem is you watching all these different gurus and trying to piece things together. So in this video, in this one video, I'm going to walk you through the foundations so you understand everything you need to know in order to successfully achieve your goals in 2025. Now, I'm going to go through exactly who I am if you're new to this channel, but I've coached over 8,000 people on how to start a digital marketing agency. And the beautiful thing is our process hasn't changed since 2014, and my business partner 2012. We've been teaching it the same way over and over again, and we have massive results. And I will show you all of these results in this presentation. Now, I'm going to start in the beginning so you understand the foundations, because then, only then will you be like, you know why I probably am struggling at this business is because I've been trying to do it like this when I should be doing it like that. Now, if you are not new to this channel, you understand that I jump right into this. I don't try to create all these different hooks and try to hook you in and try to, keep you watching if you're not interested. So the cool thing is that in this video, I'm also going to be giving a ton of stuff away sporadically. So you're not going to know when I'm going to drop it, when I'm going to drop the directions on how to claim something. But as I go through this, you're going to realize, well, now I get it. All right. So I will tell you this is that during this presentation, you're going to have a lot of aha moments, and it's going to take me a little bit of time to go through it. So buckle down, buckle up, and let's get started. So today is all going to be about how to start a profitable digital marketing agency this year, okay? And you don't have to have a lot of capital. You don't have to have a lot of tech experience, and I'll explain to you why. And even if you're working full-time, 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 9 to 7, you can still do this because I've done it. And I've seen hundreds, if not thousands of people, truck drivers working 3 days on and 1 day off, 3 days on and 1 day off, succeed in this business. The difference is that you need to know where to spend your time, because if you have limited time and you're spending it in the right place, you're going to get a lot more done than just wasting time on YouTube trying to figure this stuff out, okay? So here's the common pitfalls that people run into when starting this business, and honestly, many businesses out there, okay? Number one, lack of knowledge. And it doesn't matter how many YouTube videos you watch or how many courses you buy. If you don't have the right teachings, you're not going to have the right knowledge. Sometimes you have too much knowledge, right? You've spent all week watching different gurus doing it different ways and saying that my way is the best. I get it. I understand. The only reason why I come with so much confidence is because I've seen so many people do it this way. And so I have to believe, maybe biased, but I have to believe that our way is the best way, okay? And by the way, not for everybody. Some people learn different ways. So I'm not going to claim that I'm like the Messiah, but I will tell you that all walks of life, no matter how people learned, they somehow found a way with our teachings to break free, okay? Overwhelm, extremely, extremely common, and it's overwhelming because, again, and I hate to keep saying this, but you have gurus that are saying like, hey, watch my 50-hour YouTube video and you'll finally, figure this stuff out. Well, you should be able to figure it out in like 8 to 10 hours, not 50 hours, right? The best things I've seen online was somebody giving bonuses away that says, hey, you could come and watch my, this course that I created, and it's like 100 Zoom videos, 4 hours long. Like, I'm going to sit through and watch that. Ain't going to happen. We don't have the time for that, right? We want to keep this simple, to the point, so you can take action towards your goals. Too many voices, I've mentioned, too much advice, self-confidence in fulfilling and getting results for those clients. Sales, everybody's scared of sales, but the way we teach it, you don't sell. You don't have to sell. You don't have to be good at selling, and I've never sold. I suck at it. Getting over what we call the stitch, which is going from 0 to 1 client and then 1 to many clients. When I used to work out a lot, I played football in high school, when we would bench press, like bringing it down was easy, and then getting it like 3 to 5 inches off of your chest was the hardest part. And then once you got it there, you were able to get it through. They called it the stitch. And when you can figure out how to break through to that 1, 2, 5 clients, you're off to the races as long as you continue to do the work. All right. And so why a marketing agency? Why not drop shipping, affiliate marketing, or any other business? Well, I mean, it is up to you of what you want to do. But what I love about this business is the blueprint never changes. Like I said, I've been running, and my business partner starting in 2012. Okay, you're talking 13 years ago, where we're doing the same thing and it's always working. Okay, the cool thing is, and I apologize if I keep saying the cool thing is, but the best part is that as new things come out like AI and things like that, all we do is add it to our services. We don't change anything on the front end. We just add it. Okay. It crosses the globe. You could be in another country and have American clients. You could be in the US and have UK clients, Canada, whatever, France, whatever it is. Maybe you speak Spanish. You have clients in Spain, things like that. It's impossible for it to ever be saturated. How do I know that? Well, just do the math. 35 million businesses just in the US, not counting all the other countries. And I think it's like 500,000 new ones are started every single year. And so there's always new fish in the sea. There's always somebody opening up down the street. There's always somebody going out of business and then a new person coming into the business. Okay, so it's always, you can't saturate it. It doesn't take many clients to change your life. I'm going to actually show you that on a calculator. It's a respectable business. I remember back in the day when I would join like MLMs and things like that. I was embarrassed to tell people what I was doing. I mean, even affiliate marketing, you can make a ton of money, but you have to have so much skills. And I'll touch on that in a second. It can be leveraged, sold, bought, or passed down. You could buy an agency. You could pass it down to your kids and have them work for you, right? You could sell it if you build it big enough. Tons of people have sold their agencies. So, you can leverage it. It's a low barrier to entry, meaning, anybody could start, but truth be told, not everybody can succeed. You have to have the grit to do it. It is actually the simplest business to start and get results. And I truly mean that. I've done affiliate marketing. I've done MLMs. I've done drop shipping. I've sold my own products. And this by far is the easiest thing. And the reason why it's the easiest is because you have a huge market, a starving market, and you're offering them things they already need. Okay? And the numbers just don't lie. Now, if you look at drop shipping, the hardest part is how do you find a winning product? There's a huge competition, everybody going after that same winning product because winning products tend to go viral and then everybody jumps on it and tries to sell it and make their piece. You have to be a master at ads. You need a lot of capital if you're going to buy your own products. You got to pay a ton of money in ad spend. You got to buy the product. You got to source the product. You got to fulfill on the product. You got to ship the product. Low profit margins. Especially if you're drop shipping, you may buy it on eBay, let's say, for $3.50 and sell it on Facebook for $7, and then you gotta ship it and things like that. Okay, platform shutdowns. You can have a winning product, and Facebook doesn't like it, and they shut you down, and you're done. Okay, look at TikTok. TikTok got shut down for a little bit, but all those people were scared to death of their livelihood, and who knows what's going to happen to it in the future. Shipping, cost of goods sold, customer service. God, if it takes too long to get there, everybody's used to Amazon and the speed of Amazon, and they order something on Facebook, and they're like, a week goes by, and you're like, still haven't gotten it yet. And it's high overhead, okay? Affiliate marketing, in order to sell somebody else's product, you need traffic, so how are you going to get it? You need capital. Most people don't have a lot of capital to work with. You need to master funnels, ads, email marketing, copywriting, massive competition. Everybody's trying to sell the same product because it pays the biggest commissions. And that reminds me, if anybody's great at affiliate marketing, you can promote our coaching program and make a ton of money. All my affiliates make a ton of money that know what they're doing. It's a scummy business traditionally, meaning, and I don't mean it in a way of like, not all products that people push are scummy, but you tend to like ClickBank and all that stuff. Like it's just like, lose weight by eating a banana. If anybody remembers that, you get it. And so you have to pick the right product in order for it not to feel scummy. it's hard to break even at 100% commissions. And you're only going to be getting 50% commissions in most of the time. Now, organic, like if a blog is ranking or articles are ranking, then affiliate marketing is great because it's 100% profit and it's not costing you any money. And you have to master content for ranking and, again, copywriting and all that stuff, okay? And so why start an agency? So if you look at the data, ad spending in the digital advertising market is projected to reach $298 billion in 2024. Now it's even higher in 25. The largest market is search advertising with a market volume of $132 billion. In global comparison, most ad spending will be generated in the United States. The average ad spend per user in the search advertising market is projected to amount $416 billion. 73% of total ad spending will be generated through mobile in 2028. In digital advertising market, 82% of the digital advertising revenue will be generated through programmatic advertising. So what that means is that if you're a business, you want to get in front of your people, you don't know how, you hire people like us and like maybe you, that because you want to learn it. So here's the common sense way of why you would want to start it. No competition. There is no competition. You could build a 6-figure marketing agency in your hometown, and you'll probably be like 1 or 2 people. Most businesses are hiring outside agencies, sign a contract, and they want to get out of that contract because they get no results. I've lived it, I've seen it, and I see it every day. New clients enter the market every day. You can master one skill, and all the rest of the other skills can be outsourced. Or don't master any skill, and you can still outsource them, okay? Massive market. The market has huge problems. Respected business. Synergy. I help you make money. I help you, business owner, make money, and I'll also make money because as long as I keep doing good for you, you'll keep paying me. You don't need to be a tech wizard. You don't need a lot of capital to start because we're not running ads. If you so choose to land clients, we're boots on the ground to land clients, okay? You don't need to learn the content game, meaning you don't have to like try to rank a blog to make money. You can just open your mouth and make money. You could do it completely on the side. I did it completely on the side for many years when I was a teacher, then a vice principal in a high school because I got a good raise and I didn't want to leave. But I was making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in my agency before I finally said, James, you're being foolish. You should get out of this job. Okay? And here's what I hope to accomplish today. I promise that you're not going to be stuck on your niche because everybody gets stuck on that. You're not going to ever be stuck on what service to offer. You're not going to be stuck on where your next client is. You won't ever be stuck on how to fulfill your services. You'll know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. You will know how to leverage a simple tool to simplify this business. You're going to be able to ride the AI trend, offer it, and profit from it. And you will finally have a roadmap and finally be able to be like, all right, as long as I do this, 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 and this, I should expect results X, Y, Z time, okay? So if you stay until the end of this presentation, I'm going to give this to you. You're going to find out how to get it, which is we have a tool. If you've been watching me, you know what it is. It's GoHighLevel. If you don't, continue to watch it. You'll learn about it. So I'll give you a full training on GoHighLevel because the cookie cutter trainings in GoHighLevel are not sufficient enough. A Facebook ads training, a pay-per-click training. These are service offers. I'll give you your own agency site, 13 done-for-you funnels that have already been proven to work. Rep management snapshot. We call these snapshots, by the way, which means it's just like, hey, here's a snapshot of an agency site. Click it, import it, and then you can have it, okay? A referral automation to ask a client for a referral. And then all these scripts I'll be talking about in this presentation. So we call it a client qualification interview, how to get people on a trial, and then how to finally close them on a retainer, how to onboard them properly. I'll give you a niche pricing and traffic sheet, meaning like if I want to land an electrician, what should I charge them for X, Y, and Z? What kind of services should I offer them? I'll give you that. And then a prospecting tracker, which is one of the most important things because, and I say this lightly, because if you don't keep yourself accountable, well, who's going to keep you accountable? But I could also help with that too, because every week I'll give you access to a support group where we actually will hold you accountable through that prospecting tracker. Stay until the end. I'm going to share with you exactly how to get this. And make sure that you share this video too and save it, bookmark it, because you may not be able to get through this in one sitting, but it's going to be worth it when you can, okay? So who am I? I've now coached over 8,000 people to start their agency. Again, my name is James Bonadis. I've generated over 40 million online and counting. I've received dozens of awards over the years. You can see some behind me. I'm still waiting for like 3 more to put up there. And to date, helped over 24 people reach over $1 million in their agency. And I just got a message today. I know you're not going to believe it, but I'll show it to you, that another one of my students just hit $1 million. Helped hundreds hit 6 figures, helped thousands earn their first money online in their agency. And I started my agency in 2014 while teaching in a high school and retired from that in 2018. Okay, and so 7 years of coaching, this exact model. We have verified student retainers. There's a way that we do it. I have not gotten a chance to go the past 2 years, but 2018 to 2022 compiled data, $2.2 million per month in verified student retainers, okay? And all you need is to take action consistently and be persistent and have patience, and you can do this, okay? And so who is this for? This should be a no-size agency. Any beginner. Want to break out of that 9 to 5, hit your first 1,000 a month, 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month. Maybe you're a small agency and just can't consistently get clients, or a medium-sized agency and you want to grow past medium. And even a large-sized agency, a lot of these things, what we call them SOPs, are utilized with even large-sized agencies, the things I talk about in this. So this is for everybody, okay? Because anyone who wants to become an entrepreneur needs to pick the business model first and then can finally jump all in, all right? So today I'm going to be talking about niches, offers, and how to find your actual clients. Simple. Because if you can do this, you're not going to struggle. Meaning, when I say use the word struggle, what I mean is that you're going to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, and how often to do it, okay? And so unequivocally, this is the best business, all right? I literally just grabbed, we have different folders where we take screenshots and throw them in here. I grabbed this. And so these are just wins of our students here, more wins in case studies that we do. You can see 10,000 per month here, 30,000 here, 100,000 here. I have to add more to these. And so unequivocally, to me, this is the best business model. I've seen too many people change their lives to not think that way. Okay. But I do want to give a giant disclaimer, because by law, I need to tell you that even though I'm showing you student results, these are our numbers and our students' numbers. And because they achieve these and I achieve these, we don't guarantee that you're going to have the same results. We've been doing this for a while, so we can get faster results easier. And so I just want to make sure that you understand that use it for educational purposes only, inspiration. But just because, you start this business doesn't mean you're going to succeed at it, okay? And so we must start with the end in mind, all right? I want to show you screenshots here. These screenshots where everybody in the internet talks about SaaS, sell SaaS. Well, I did $197 a month. $97 a month. And you know what I wanted to do? I probably shouldn't do it here, but I wanted to quit. That's the best way to put it. Do you know what it's like handling hundreds of clients? Because you need hundreds of clients to make a lot of money. And so this is about high ticket services. This isn't about reselling a software for reselling GoHighLevel for $97 a month or $197, then having to work your butt off just to keep them on the software that they're never going to use. They're going to be confused. Hell, you're confused about that software. And so forget software as a service, because the way it's being taught by most gurus, it's not really software as a service. It should be software with the service, okay? And so doesn't this look a lot better? Wouldn't you want to get payments like this for your agency? Well, you might not be there yet, okay? So just imagine charging $2,900 a month or $1,900 a month. How many businesses do you really need to change your life? Heck, let's say $1,500 a month, $1,500. a month? How much? Like, do you need 100 clients? No. Like, 2 clients pays like a mortgage and a car for most people. It will change your life. $3,000 a month is $36,000 a year. That's like most people's salary. And you could double it with 2 clients. This is why I'd rather forget this and go to this, okay? And so, again, gigantic disclaimer. The numbers that I'm showing here, the $7,000 payments, I don't think that you would be comfortable selling that yet. But when you're deep into your agency and you have a lot of results to show for it, there are lots of businesses that will pay you that kind of money, okay? So this is about getting good enough to build up to these kind of offers, all right? And so let's talk about the niche. The riches definitely are in the niches. You can, if you're a specialist versus a generalist, you typically can charge more money. And it's a lot easier when you become a specialist in a certain niche to close business because you're talking directly to a dentist or you're talking directly to a gym or a personal trainer, things like that, right? And it also makes it easier to scale because you can just rinse and repeat the success you've already had with one client to all the other clients in that niche. And so niching down is fine, but you need to have great results for that niche first. And only if you enjoy working with that niche, okay? And so the easiest way to niche down is existing opportunities, experience. Maybe you were a plumber. Maybe you work with a plumber. Maybe you used to do home improvement. You know, things like that. Have you had experience in a certain niche? Well, that's probably the niche you should go for, okay? Service-based. So have you hired people? HVAC. Have you had to have somebody come and fix your HVAC? Maybe you know your friend owns an HVAC business. And results-based, meaning you've tried 3 or 4 different niches, but you always get great results with your HVAC clients. And so these are ways that you niche down, right? Existing opportunities, service-based opportunities, or results-based, or all of them, okay? But in the beginning, we want to keep it broad because we don't know who we like to work with. We don't know who we can get results for. And so we'll touch on that in just a second. And so before you niche down, you should always look for the opportunities around you, family, friends, acquaintances who own businesses that would love to give you a shot. Do you already have experience in a certain niche? Previous employment, niches you already speak the language of, and then something called an arm's reach post that I'll give you the script for will help highlight these opportunities. And so in the beginning, we're not trying to pick the niche and niche down. We are literally saying, I will take any business that comes my way through family, friends, acquaintances, through previous employment, through a niche that I already speak the language of, through people that may refer you with the arm's reach post, and people that you know that don't know you. Okay? And so choosing a niche based on services that you want to provide allows you to control the consistency. So filters prospects, makes it scaling easy. So maybe you're very good at running campaigns for reputation management. Well, then maybe you need to look at those niches that are great for that kind of service. Facebook ads, not all businesses require Facebook ads. Some of them are only good on pay-per-click. And so that's what that niche sheet that I have would also help you out from. Trial services can decide your niche. So if you're going to be doing rep management as a trial service, meaning you're going to basically do it for free for a little bit, then you want to make sure you go after the niches that are heavily reliant on getting more reviews, okay? And niche research sources. For example, like if you look on Groupon, Facebook ads, message marketing, or Google local service ads, or some crossover between them, existing fulfillment. So with this, it's not explained really well here, but you could do your own research by using Groupon, by looking at what Facebook ads you see, what kind of message marketing that you could unveil, like who's sending you messages. Maybe you have your wife's nail salon that's always sending messages. Well, that is a way that you could also say, hey, maybe I should go visit them. What ads do you see when you search for HVAC near me? Crossover. So any of this, right? And so choosing a niche based on existing results gives you extreme confidence to prospect and close deals. So if you have results already for a client, then why not go after more of those? And it changes the conversation. I'm not going to really read this because I think you could pause this and read it. And research sources, results you've gotten and results someone else has gotten. So you could also leverage results that other people have gotten that you might know. Now, it's hard to do that when you don't have a community, but if you stay until the end, I'll share with you how you can get involved with a community that you could leverage other people's results. What does that mean? Let me explain a little bit more. So let's say you are in my coaching program and you have somebody on the hook for HVAC. Well, you could post in the group and say, hey, who is really good at HVAC? What kind of results can I show this potential client? And you'll get a dozen people that say, hey, here's a screenshot of 100 leads that I got last month for my client. And you can go ahead and leverage that, right? It's not lying because somebody else has gotten it. And then if you land them as a client, you may want to use that person and split the client 50-50. That's the beauty of having a community to leverage. Okay, so here's some action items that you could take even now. Choose which niche you will prospect to. So consider the opportunities within your network. You can still take opportunities that appear outside that niche using the arm's reach when you post it. And remember, this is just to get started. You're not stuck in any niche ever. You're going to be able to adjust as you start working with more people, okay? And so this is just kind of a hybrid or a triangle way that we kind of explain things, is that in the beginning when you're learning the foundation and you're using like arm's reach or double tap, and I'll get into these prospecting methods, you're niche blind, meaning you're going to take anything that comes your way, but you're going to only offer them one service. Now, as you move up the triangle into more of like a niche specific, you can now offer more services to them. You can cold prospect if you so choose, and it's still service specific. And now when you get into a higher level, meaning you're going to run ads, you're going to do more layers of services. You want to be niche specific, service specific. So let's say I am going to only work with HVAC clients. Well, I could find them this way, okay? And then once I land one or two, I can start using paid ads and their results to find more of them. Layer 2, you may have to cold call, cold email, or hire a VA on the layer 2. So you're going from personal outreach, double tap methods, arm's reach to, all right, if I want to now be specific, I can now talk specifically to a chiropractor and send cold emails based on a result that I've already gotten for a chiropractor. I could cold call, I could cold email, I could use social media. And then as I get higher up where I have more results for chiropractors, I can run paid ads to chiropractors. Can't tell you how many of our students have gone this route. It works great, but a lot of people just don't really get past the layer 2. They get frustrated. They're like, I don't want to do this anymore. It doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work because you're not putting enough in to get a lot out. Okay, so reputation management is helping businesses get more 5-star reviews, increasing their rating, getting more reviews from their current clients. Now, I'm not going to go through the walkthrough of reputation management. You could look above here and you can see a walkthrough of it, okay? So let's just kind of go through why this is such a great niche to start with. Reputation management is a brand service. We use email, text campaigns to generate online reviews for businesses. We send a review request to existing and new customers. And typically, you're starting with existing customers during your trial. So you would say, hey, give me a list, a 15-person list, and I'll go out and get you more reviews. Don't worry about it. If you're happy with the results, we can talk about what it would cost, okay? Then you're going to set up a process to get consistent ongoing reviews from new customers, ongoing. This could be manual or automated. And it has a high perceived value. So it generates new positive online reviews, reduces negative online reviews, and rep management is active and works quickly, meaning you can get results fast for a client. And when you get results fast for the client, they want more results, okay? And so why is this such a great service? Why can't, business owners just do it themselves? Because they don't have time. And people don't voluntarily leave reviews that have good experiences. Only the bad ones like to leave reviews. And so people with bad experiences, they're always screaming a lot louder than ones that have good experiences. And the benefits from a client is it gives businesses a simple, fast solution to manage and monitor reviews. It increases positive customer reviews with little effort, helps client filter and address negative customer reviews if you choose to go that route. And it does this prior to them hitting the web and damaging the brand. And it obviously increases online exposure, more opportunity for potential customers to find the business, and more opportunity for potential customers to see something positive about that business. Okay? And so this is what it would look like. Existing client, you send out a text or an email or both, and basically say, hey, how well did we do? If they had a good experience, okay, they leave 4 or 5 stars. We simply automatically say, hey, then leave us a review on Google, and then they can leave a review on Google. If they have a bad experience, it goes like this. I talked about this in my last video, so I'm not going to spend too much time. They can go here, and then they submit a bad review internally, and then our client reaches out to them and says, hey, I'm sorry for bad experience. How can I help fix it? All right. And so if you actually look at what kind of money you can make, GoHighLevel is the tool that we use. I offer a 30-day free trial. Again, waiting to the end of this video, I'll tell you how you can get a bunch of great stuff. Then you can have 3 clients up to $97 a month, unlimited clients at $297, and then unlimited clients plus that SaaS offer at $497. Most people choose these 2. All right. And so if you're charging $297 or $397 just for this one little service, and I know what you're going to say. You're saying, well, James, you talked about high ticket. I don't want to do this. This is the foot in the door offer. We'll talk about this in just a little bit. Profit increases the more clients you get, because if you're paying $97 a month for GoHighLevel, you have 1 client, let's say they're paying $297, you're profiting $200. But you get 3 clients. So if you have 3 clients at $297, that's $900, but you're still paying $97. So the profit margin increases exponentially. All right. And so before I jump in to numbers and all that stuff, let's talk about what your offer should look like. This is something that my business partner coined, and I remember for a while, because I handle a lot of back-end stuff. I was like, I didn't really understand what the hell he was talking about. And then one day I was like, I actually listened to him during a presentation. I was like, oh, I get it now. And so I want you to pay close attention here, because I think that it's very important to try to tie real life into these business models, so then you can understand it from that perspective, rather than just hearing like terms and things that don't make any sense, and you kind of lose the gist of what we're talking about. And so we call this the Baby Yoda strategy, okay? And so I'm going to fly through this. Some of you may have seen this. Some of you have not. Cable. So this is something that I canceled about 4 or 5 months ago. I don't know what took me so long. And cable, you have your movies, documentaries, shows, music channels, and you get one big bill. $200 a month is actually cheap. I was paying like $4.25. But you have no flexibility, right? Limited choices, locked into a contract. I remember ours used to be 12 months. I think now they try not to lock you in. But you have what you have, and you can't do anything else without spending more money, okay? And so Netflix comes in, and back in the day, it was like when Netflix came in, you kept your cable and you had your Netflix because Netflix had certain movies on it. But then as more and more of these streamers started to pop up, you started to convince yourself, like, I could get Netflix, I could get Hulu, Sling, ESPN Plus, Disney TV, Peacock, blah, 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 right? Just threw some of these up here. You have a lot of flexibility. You get a lot more bang for your buck, and they're all small little bills. And so you don't really think much about it, okay? No contracts. You have a 30-day trial for some, 14-day trial for others. And so, you kind of can try it out. If you like it, you keep it, okay? And so Disney Plus comes in and says, and has this Baby Yoda show that all the kids love, right? And so the thing is that Baby Yoda shows up on Disney Plus, and if you had kids, they wanted to watch this, and so you were forced to be like, well, not forced, right? As parents, we are like the boss, but it was great for the kids. And so you may have had Netflix, you may have had a cable, and then you were like, I got to go get Disney Plus too. And so the lesson in the difference is that one big bill, you have no choices, or you pay the same amount of money, but you get all these different choices, but you have a lot of different little bills. And so what we all tend to do is cancel the big bill and keep all the small bills, even though we're spending the same amount. It just almost feels like it doesn't hurt as much, okay? And so the error is gone of cable. I'm telling you right now, 5-10 years, I can't imagine people still having it. 5 million people abandon cable every single year. 75 million Americans in the traditional TV ecosystem, according to analyst estimates. I use YouTube TV all day and all night. I think it's like $59 or $69, but I get tons and tons of stuff. So I'm able to cancel the big bill, have a few other smaller bills, and it just doesn't, it feels like I'm getting a deal, okay? I may be spending the same amount of money, but it makes me feel like I'm getting a deal. And so if you look at what the value ladder would look like if there was like this big conglomerate that owned all the streaming services, most people start on Netflix and then their kids want to watch Baby Yoda, so they get Disney Plus. And then there's a new show that comes out on Hulu that everybody's raving about, so you now get Hulu. And then you're like, oh, well, with Sling, I can get X, Y, and Z. So I got Sling, then Apple TV, so on and so forth. So the value ladder is actually getting a bunch of different services, but still paying a ton of money, okay? And so in this business, our value ladder looks like the rep management as a free trial, and then ongoing rep management is that $297, $397 small bill for that business owner. But then maybe they want to do Black Friday launches and Christmas deals for their business, and they're going to hire you at a certain $297, $397 a month to do ongoing message marketing. And then they're like, well, this is working fantastic. You're getting me a lot of results. Let's run some Facebook ads or pay-per-click ads. And then they're like, well, I don't know if I want to run ads all the time. I want to rank too. I want my when people search for an HVAC near me, I want to show up. Okay. And then down here, I threw this in here. You can increase the cost of all of these by adding AI to it. All right. I have AI trainings that I'm coming out with. And so this is similar to this, but you're the conglomerate. You're the one-stop shop. And so the question you should ask yourself is, do you want 30 clients at $197 a month in order to make $71,000 a year? I want you to think about this for a second. You struggle to land 1 or 2 or 5 clients. You need to find 30 at $197 a month? Where the hell are you going to find 30? Right? Especially in the beginning. That'll make you $71,000. You have an average client value if they stay the whole time, right? Nobody leaves, of like $2,400. Or would you rather have 5 clients at $2,000 a month? That's $120,000 a year. I want you to think about that. Would you rather have 30 clients or would you rather have 5 clients? Because it's no different to sell somebody in the beginning a $197 or $297 offer and then adding services because you're doing a great job. It is a hell of a lot easier to do that. With the $197, you're not giving them enough juice. You're not giving them enough value for them to stay long. But when you can charge them $2,000, you're giving them tons of value. They want to stay, and you only need 5. I mean, guys, the numbers don't lie. I've lived it. I see people live it every day. That's an average client value of $24,000. And so this is why we always say you're one client away. You're literally one client away. And let me show you. So let's take a look at the client calculator. So 0 current clients, $297, you land 1 client a month. By then you could have like 19,000. That would give you 12 clients. So if you had 12, so if you're on the $297 level plan of GoHighLevel, so it's about $25 of overhead per client. Okay, so you would have end of the year at like 18 grand. All right, now what happens if you follow the strategy where you get them in at $297, then you upsell them all those different services, and now let's forget to adding 1 client. You have 5 clients, okay, at let's say like average client value of $1,400. That's $82,000 a year. So you see, the only point I want to make here is that going high ticket is honestly the easier route than trying to land a ton of clients at a low price. I promise you. The math just doesn't work. You can't scale it because you can't find enough clients fast enough. So that's why I say you're 1 client away. You land 1 client, high ticket, or you start low ticket and add them to go to high ticket, and then asking for referrals would be the fastest way to get another client. Okay. So here's what I want to do. I want to give some, like, you guys see what I'm wearing here. I have some t-shirts. So I'll pick a couple winners and I'll ship you out t-shirts. I will tell you this, if you're not in the US, don't bother. I'm not going to ship it out of the US. Just things get lost and it's just not worth it. So if you're in the US and you want some swag from our business, it's actually really good stuff. Just give me a comment down below what you're excited about in 2025. Excited about, not your goal, but what you're excited about. And then next to it, put swag. Put hashtag swag. Okay, that's the directions to win a t-shirt. All right, I'm going to keep going because there's more to come. And so I want to ask you a question. Did you realize that you already built your offer? Like you know how people like watch tons of YouTube videos of how to have the most unbelievable offer, how to create the most irresistible offer. Up here I have Alex Hormozi's $100 million offer, right? You read the book, you still don't know what to do. Well, it's already built for you because the offer is a trial. It's a foot in the door trial for free. Work for free. If you're not willing to work for free, then you're not willing to work for money. I promise you. I promise you, this is the way the world works. Free trials, prove to yourself this business works and prove to other people you know what you're doing. Okay, and we're using rep management as the mechanism. That is the service. All right, so let's take a look again at a value ladder. It's important to understand this. You can see down here, free trial. You're not doing this forever. Matter of fact, land a few clients, do good for them, and you don't even have to offer a free trial ever again because you have the results. We're doing this to get the results to use to land more clients. Then it's our ongoing rep management, our message marketing, our lead generation, and our SEO. And so we can now package it all together. Again, I have this, if you stay to the end, I'll tell you how you can get all these different SOPs and things like that. I'll give you the pricing. Now, some people will price a lot higher. Some people will price a lot lower, but I'll give you what our pricings were, okay? And so let's now look holistically at the process. Again, I've done a lot of videos with this exact same high-ticket agency roadmap, and I highly suggest that you learn this, you look at it, you print it out and screenshot it, because this is the business model in a nutshell. You niche and prospect. You do a CQI. We interview our prospects. We do not sell them. We then close them based on their needs through the interview process. Then we onboard them. Then we reach back out after a few days with results and say, hey, do you want me to keep doing this? And that would be considered a close. And then we onboard them. And then we go up the value ladder, offer them more services so we can increase the client value. And then we ask for referrals because they're happy with what we have done for them. And then we repeat the process. We interview the referral. We close them on a trial. Now, when you get referrals, sometimes you could skip the whole trial and you go right for a retainer, okay? And so this is it. And then you ask that client for a referral because you've done so well for them. Now, there are going to be times where you don't do well during the trial period. It is okay. You've burnt the bridge. Go find another one. All right. And so it makes sense to offer additional services to your clients because you're going to provide them more value. You're going to create a system of services working together to get them better results so they actually don't know, but they should be happy that you're offering them more services. Upselling is easy once you are already getting results because you don't have to hard sell and you don't have to get to know them. They already know you during the trial period. And you're simply offering the next logical service, moving them up the value ladder and then helping them address more of their pain points. All right. And so it is easier to sell someone that has already bought from you before. If you don't know that, know that. And it's especially easier if you've gotten them results. They already know, like, and trust you. They know you can get them results, and it's a simple conversation, and it's not a sales call. Matter of fact, a lot of times when you do really good for a client, they're asking you, what else can you do? I don't want to hire 5 different people for 5 different services. Please tell me that you can do all of this for me. And when you offer more services to your clients that provide value, you'll be able to help your clients get even more value from you. You're going to keep your clients longer, and you're going to make more money with less clients, okay? And so let's talk all about prospecting. There's 2 types of prospecting. You have your warm and your cold. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, But warm prospecting is prospects that come to you, referrals, prospects referred by a mutual party. Typically, you're going to have a much higher close rate. And then cold, which I hate, can't stand, but I know sometimes it's necessary. Prospects that you approach without asking them, and typically it's a much lower close rate versus warm marketing, okay? And so we have something called the arm's reach method. This is one of the top ways our students land clients. It's a non-salesy way to announce what you're doing on Facebook, easy way to leverage your network for a warmer introduction. It's referral based. Somebody's going to refer them to you. Niche blind, meaning we're not calling out a chiropractor. We're just saying, does anybody know any business owners? And it can be tailored to any niche. And you're going to post this on your personal Facebook profile. You can actually segment friends lists so you don't have to show it to people that you may be a little bit embarrassed to show it. I get it. I've been there. And you could do one arm's reach post every few weeks if you want, because sometimes, more people come in to your sphere of influence. All right. And so I'm going to give $100 away. And here's what I want you to put down in the comment. Tell me what are you going to use $100 for? And you can be honest. I don't care if you want to go buy a truckload of candy. Not a truckload, but like 10 Kit Kat bars, 15 maybe. Just tell me what you want. Then I'll know that you watched this far, and I'm going to reward you for watching this far. This is how I know how to pick a winner, because by your answer, I'll know that you've gotten this far. Now, really, really, really quick, I do want to say that if you are in a country where it's hard to pay you, we can try, but I've spent too much time trying to give away money to people in countries like outside of the US, Canada, UK, Spain, France, like things like that. Those areas, not necessarily all countries, but it's hard. It's hard to send money to India. It's just hard unless you have a certain pay into your accounts. But anyway, so that's what you're going to put. What are you going to spend this $100 on? What will you spend this $100 on? Okay, let's keep going. This is the post that you can do. You can throw it into ChatGPT and change it up so not everybody does the same post. Does anyone know any small businesses looking to bring in some extra revenue? I have something I'm working on for help to help small businesses generate new business and looking to test it out with someone in my network. If you have a friend or family member that runs a small business that you think might be a good fit, please tag them here or shoot me a message. Thanks. It works really, really well. I don't need to go into the details on that. It works really, really well. Okay. Now let's talk about the double tap method. So this is a method where we're blending cold and warm marketing. We're going to use two methods of communication outreach. And this is businesses needing help will be clearly identified. We're targeting businesses with no reviews on their Google Business Profile, or they have reviews, but they have not claimed their Google Business Profile, or bad reviews, okay? And so somebody that has no reviews would look like this. This is somebody who has not claimed their Google Business Profile, and this is somebody who has no reviews and not claimed, okay? And this is somebody that has bad reviews. We consider bad reviews as a total star rating of less than 4, all right? And so you could also use the prospecting tool. I'll write this time slot down, 6:35. You can go and watch it up there, me walk through that prospecting tool. We'll just save time. But GoHighLevel has a prospecting tool that you could print out. You could deliver it to businesses. You could email it to them. You could get it into a PDF. And basically, it'll you literally say HVAC near me in GoHighLevel in this prospecting tool. And it'll tell you what kind of percentage chance that you have of landing them as a client based on the review star rating, how many reviews they have compared to their competitors. It's really awesome. Okay. And so we call this a double tap method because it has two communication methods. We're going to hit them on Facebook Messenger or Instagram and email. We're going to, by using both, you're increasing the chances of contact. And the ultimate goal is to get them to a client qualification interview and a trial close, okay? We're only targeting the businesses that clearly need our help. Again, this is, we're like right here, right? Prospecting, that's part of the prospecting, all right? And I'm gonna tell you a quick story because I think it's important for a lot of people to know why I keep mentioning GoHighLevel, why my channel is so about GoHighLevel. And it all started in March of 2020 where everybody knows what happened, okay? I was supposed to have 280, I don't remember the exact numbers, 280 people show up for a live event in March of 2020. And thankfully, we were able to get this event off. Hey, that's me right here. And that's Jason. Get this off without a hitch. But we did have a lot of cancellations, but we still ended up with over 200 people at this event. It was a great event. It was one of our last largest events that we've had. And so March 6th to the 8th, 230 people showed up in San Diego. And I come home to this. And I want you to look at this. This is me being transparent and kind of being a little uncomfortable right now. But if you look at February of 2020, this is what our business was doing, 731,000. COVID hit the next month, or March, 609,000, 496,000, down to 421, down to 259, down to $187,000 a month. And the worst part about the massive decline that our business took, it wasn't just our business. There was a lot of businesses, tons of businesses, right? A lot of people then didn't ever recover. Thankfully, we did. I bought a shore house and I bought a 78-unit apartment building in February of 2020. I literally drained my bank accounts, okay, to buy all this. And so I'm panicking and setting in. When you go from 730, obviously it's not net income, right? Gross 731,000 to gross 100 and whatever it was, 176,000. We have overhead, we have employees, and all these things. Panic starts to set in. So do we burn our ships and just give up and throw our hands in the air, or find a solution? And believe it or not, GoHighLevel was a solution that carried us through using the big idea. And the big idea was, let's not spend all of this money on tools and lower our overhead and take home more of that declined money, right? So we were able to get rid of all of these tools that we were spending $4,342 a month in overhead. That's $52,000 a year for a measly $297 a month. GoHighLevel was part of the reason that we were able to withstand the decline of our business during the rough years. Eventually it came back and the world got back to normal, but we remember those times, okay? And so the best part about it is that using GoHighLevel, we were able to increase agency client profits. We were able to increase the speed of implementation, not trying to figure out all these different tools, or things break because we're using Zapier. We were able to reduce human capital by a lot. So I showed you the tool cost, but I haven't even showed you what we were able to reduce in human capital. And the agency clients got results faster. One-stop shop, set it up a lot faster, get it going, get the trials going, and bam, we're off and running, getting results for our clients. And the proudest moment that I had is leading by example. We were able to save hundreds of our students' agencies, students' agencies by getting them out of all of the tools that we used to teach them to use to run their agency and into one simple tool for a low cost price. And then it reduces their overhead. It withstands the slow months and this chaos that was ensuing, and they were able to get through it. Okay. And so that was probably our biggest, my proudest moment, because I dove deep and learned GoHighLevel very, very deep. Spent 8 months doing it, by the way. All right. And actually GoHighLevel is a lot easier to learn now with my training. And so that was my quick story, but let's get back to the fact that we know how to niche, right? We talked about niching, what our service is, what our offer is, how to prospect, what that process looks like. And now let's talk about referrals, because one happy client could be 3 future clients. All right. A study done by Social Media Today is 78% of B2B marketers say that referral programs generate good or excellent leads. 60% of marketers say that referral programs generate high volume leads. I'm not going to read through this. Basically, there is no better lead than a referral, and there's no better person to ask than a happy client. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get across here. But like anything, people are afraid to ask, or it's too late to ask them, right? You want to get them when they're hot, when they're so happy with what you're doing for them. And most people take the first no as like the response, like the live or die. Like, oh, they said no, I should never ask them again. You got to ask them. And so it's not part of most people's process, meaning they just don't even know. I can't tell you how many Wednesday night calls that we do where I ask, how many people have clients? Everybody raises their hands. How many of you have asked your clients for referrals? And now nobody, 1 or 2. Okay. So they don't have a process in place. And so most businesses rely on reciprocity, but this just isn't enough. Okay. And so here's the solution. Asking for referrals right away while they're hot and excited increases the chance of getting one. Help happy clients brainstorm through who do they know, right? Family, friends, things like that. Build an automation in the background that will actually do it for you, and literally offer them, if you have the money, because you have a few clients, you have an agency, offer $500 referral bonus if the business they refer becomes a client of yours. They will do it, believe me. And so I'm actually going to give away 3 months of GoHighLevel for free. All right. So how will I do that? At the 97 level plan. So I'll do that by picking a winner. And then if you have GoHighLevel under my affiliate link, once you start paying, or if you already are paying and you use my affiliate link at some point, I will refund you up to the 97 level plan, which would be 97 times 3, $291. So I will just PayPal you $291 if you have watched this far. Choose maybe to grab a trial at the end of this presentation, or have used my affiliate link. I'll just verify it once I pick the winner. Make sure you keep an eye on these comments, because this is how you're going to know that I won. And so comment down below what you're grateful for in 2025. What are you grateful for in 2025? Now, I am fully aware that people, you may have more than one comment. Cool. I don't have a problem with that. Okay? Meaning, like, you commented about the swag, you commented about the $100 giveaway, and now you're confident commenting about that. So $97 for 3 months. I'll PayPal you. What are you grateful for in this year? Okay, so let's understand the law of large numbers. We call them KPIs, key performance indicators. Cost per acquisition is how much does it cost to land a client. Lifetime value is what is the average value of a client. Profit equals the cost per acquisition being less than the lifetime value. Okay? So, I'll give you an example. If it costs you $1,000 to find a client, and the lifetime value of a client is $500 per month, let's say they stay an average of 8 months, that's $4,000. So the profit would equate to $3,000. You spent $1,000 for a $4,000 client over 8 months, and so you're actually in profit $3,000 over the course of the 8 months for that one client. Okay, so this game changes when you know how much it costs you to acquire, and then you also know what the average lifetime value of your client is, because now you can predict, you can actually spend money to acquire. You could find ways to increase their lifetime value so you could spend more money to acquire. And when you could increase your client's LTV, you could spend more money, like I said. And so Dan Kennedy once said, if you don't know him, just a famous guy that you should listen to if you don't, look him up. The person who can spend the most to acquire will always win. And this is critical in the scaling. I know a lot of you are not at a point of scaling, but I just want to share with you the things that these are the things that we think about. This changes the way you think about landing clients, and this allows you to finally run your business like a business, not just a side hustle. But everybody starts as a side hustle. So if you're not here yet, don't worry about it. Okay? So to drive, and by the way, I'm saying this because I want to drive home why you should be willing to pay for referrals. And so how do you ask for one? Well, we're going to keep it simple. When your client is excited, happy, relieved, you give them or gives you a compliment, you hit them with a straight up ask. So happy you're having a great experience with my company. Do you know anyone else who could benefit from our services the same way you are? Okay. And so if they say no, you could just simply say, okay, I understand. Typically there are 3 ways clients help me out when they're happy with me. One way is by clients giving me referrals, which is how I stay in business, like every business, right? If it wasn't for word of mouth, how would your business be? Second, they give me a positive review online. Or number 3, a testimonial video with me, or all of the above. Which one do you feel most comfortable with? So you're saying, they say no, I don't know anybody. So let's get something out of them. Get a testimonial out of them. Get a review on Google out of them, right? It's funny how the shoemaker has no shoes. We go out and say we could do all of this for clients, but you don't do it for yourself. So if you're shy, I'm kind of a shy guy internally, right? That's why it's easy for me to do videos, but speaking live, I get a little nervous. If you don't want to, if you're afraid to ask in the beginning, well, we could set up an automation, and it looks like this. Client pays the invoice. They get a customer tag. When they get a customer tag, we trigger the customer workflow. In the customer workflow, 12 hours, they get a voicemail drop. Thank you so much for being a client of mine, blah, blah, blah. We could actually send a postcard too. Email number 1 in 7 days, we're sending an email that says, basically, expect this from us. I have this whole thing as a snapshot. Again, wait till the end. I'll tell you how to get it. Typical results our client sees. These are subject lines, by the way. 7 days in, expect this from us. Email number 10 days in, typical results our clients see. And then we send them a text, a link to our calendar, try to get them on the calendar. This is James from Visibility Cloud. I just sent an important email. Please read it. All right, 14 days in, email 4. It's been 2 weeks. Let's talk. And then we put a split, if then split. If they did book, we can remove them from that workflow. If they didn't, we're going to send them an email, 18 days. How's it going? Got a second? And we're just trying to get them to, I'm going to give a sweatshirt away. Sorry. Sweatshirt. Where do you live? Drop where you live. In the what country do you live? Around where do you live? I'm in Wayne, New Jersey. So drop where you live, and I'll know that you are requesting a sweatshirt. All right? And then I'll reach out to you if you win a sweatshirt. It's kind of fun. I like to give stuff away. All right, we'll get back to this. Okay, how's it going? Got a second? Email 6, I've been trying to reach you. 22 days in, I would love to chat. And then I like to use this website hacked subject line to get them to open. By the way, that open rate is ridiculous. You don't have to use it if you feel uncomfortable using it. And then 24 days in, email 9, big news. Email 10, I'm going to say, hey, did you know that we pay $500 to our clients? So things will move people. They may be seeing your emails, but they don't want. So now they're like, oh, how can I make $500? And so if you want to see the full walkthrough of that referral automation, I believe I have a walkthrough of it. So I will post a video up here if I do. If I didn't post a video here, that means that I don't. And just get GoHighLevel under, get a trial of GoHighLevel, and I have that all in the training, okay? Or a coaching student of ours. You could become a coaching student. Okay, so what does a package price look like? Well, it's going to depend on the niche, but typically package 1, I like to do $497 of rep management. Package 2, $1497. We're adding rep management, ongoing, message marketing, and lead generation. And package 3, typically we're adding SEO to it. Again, depending on the niche, I have that niche pricing sheet, but I just wanted to give you an example because we like to. It's easier to get people on a high ticket package price than charge them like different small costs, right? It's like, oh, rep management is $297, and then I'll send you an invoice for message marketing, and then I'll send you an invoice for lead gen. No. Here's one invoice. This is what it entails. And so this is what it looks like. Now, these package prices could go way higher for the same services depending on the niche, but I love to get into package pricing. I love it, okay? And so the minute you have a successful client and a happy client, share it to the world, tell everybody. Then you can stack your offer with your case studies. And that brings me to the conclusion of this video. All the stuff I talked about in the beginning of this video, the private school group where I have hundreds of agency owners who has my coaching students and my GoHighLevel affiliates. We go twice a week live in there. You're going to learn from the best of the best. Plus, you're going to get all the things that I showed you. Now, comment now we did talk about the giveaways. You're going to comment for the giveaways. You know what to comment. But in order to get the private link to learn how to get all of these deliverables that I talked about, the CQI, the trials, how to close them, the niche pricing sheet, the snapshots, the done-for-you funnels, all that stuff we talked about, just give me a comment down below asking for that private link, and I'll reply back to you with that private link, and that page will share everything about it. All right, I'll see you tomorrow live. I believe I have a procedure tomorrow, so I think I should be good by our YouTube live to answer any questions about this video. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Remember, comment, like, share, subscribe.